appreciate y'all on Facebook Live and on Periscope for chiming in. We're just a little tad bit behind schedule, but it's all good. We're live streaming. Appreciate y'all for joining me. My name is Jay Morrison, aka Young Malcolm. Sometimes I go by Dominican J, depending on what day it is and how I'm feeling. But today is a special corner class. Usually I do my corner classes in the hood. Today I brought it kind of downtownish because NAACP was hosting an event here on voter education. So I wanted to finally give my take on this year's election and voter education. And I have not had a revelation about it, any clarity about it. So people ask me, Jay, who you voting for, how you voting? I would always just dismiss the question. Like, one of my great friends, my sister, Tamika Mallory, is advocating for Hillary Clinton. Her, my sister Yandy, and others are picking their sides. But for me, I'm like, yo, I'm neutral. I can't say don't vote. I can't say who to vote for. But what God blessed me with last night was finally the revelation I want to give my people that, you know, are in my community, that follow me, that think I got a little bit of common sense. And so what I realized with the whole voting campaign is this. It's not about me or some leader telling you who to vote for, but making sure you understand how to vote. So when I look at voting, I look at it from a business and strategic standpoint, right? Me being a 12-year veteran in the real estate industry, real estate developer, pretty successful for the most part. Some say I'm the biggest name in real estate in the black community. And so when I put my thinking hat on and I think about the presidential election and elections in general, here's the principle we got to stand by. It's just like business. One, when we go to this voting election, you cannot be the person that's very immature and irresponsible and almost ignorant of you to say, vote the lesser of two evils, right? Like, when we're negotiating a deal, right? Say I got two real estate deals, but both are bad deals. I walk away from both deals and I wait and I sit on my money and wait for a good deal to transpire, then I invest into a good deal. No different than dating or relationships. I'm very picky. So, for the last 8 years, I've been single because there's been nobody that has maybe want to commit to that kind of relationship with them, right? Same thing for us, right? Until recently. But same thing for us. Sit back, hold your power, hold our leverage. Think about it. If the Republicans and Democrats know that we so stupid, that we so slow, that we'll vote for either side depending just because, even though neither side represents our values, our standards, what we believe in, our oppression, our fight for justice. So the point is, I'm not saying who to vote for. I'm saying you vote your standards, you vote your beliefs, you stand firm in your principles, and you never vote for a candidate that does not represent your core values, your beliefs, or you feel has your best interest in mind. You say no. It's just like a queen or a king dating. You don't date someone that does not line up with your core values or your standards. You just say no and be single until God sends that person along, and you invest into you. So for the African community in America, black people especially, we can't just say, oh, well, they both messed up, but Donald Trump would be worse. Nah, let God be God. See, we leaving God out of the situation. That's a problem. Let the universe do what the universe do. So if someone don't line up and a candidate doesn't line up with your standards, with your principles, with your values, your beliefs, back away from all candidates that don't line up with your beliefs. Sit back, hold your leverage. This is what will happen, right? So can you come here real quick, please? Hey, Queen, can you come here, please? Here's how it works. Here's two of our volunteers. We're downtown Atlanta right now. If these two candidates are fighting for my vote, right? They're fighting for our vote. I represent us. These are our two candidates. Queen is Hillary, King is Donald. He's the Trumper, right? So, or not even specific candidates. She's Democrat, he's Republican Party. So check this out. If both of them know that they don't align and earn my vote with their actions, and I ain't talking about election year rhetoric and talk. If the Democratic Party does not show and prove and earn our vote, we say hell no. If the Republican Party does not show and prove first and own our vote, we say hell no. Or the Green Party or any party, if they don't show and prove and earn our vote, if someone doesn't earn your love, earn your trust, earn your money, earn your investment, you back away and you keep your leverage. So this is what happens. They gonna sit back and look at each other like, oh shit, these black people are serious and they're not voting for nobody that does not buy into their standards. So guess what we're gonna have to do, Democratic Party? We're gonna have to prove and earn their vote. Or the Republican Party will step up and prove and earn our vote. No one will earn our vote and help fight for our justice and end our oppression and stop the biased policies, the biased policing, the biased sentencing that happens in our community, no Democrat or Republican Party will actually do that because they know they can stay the same and our dumbasses gonna still vote for one of them. So when you step back and hold your vote only if they don't fit your values. Now, if the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton, if her standards, if her core values, if her morals, if her character, if her policies fit you, then vote for her and that party. If the Republican Party, if their standards, their core values, right, their principles fit you, then cool, vote that. If they fit your fight for justice, if they back your community, and they've earned your vote through their actions, not rhetoric, not talk, right, not election year marketing. But if someone has earned through their actions our vote, by all means, vote for that person or that party. But if they haven't earned it, then you hold your vote, hold your investment, hold your love, hold your attention, and then you wait. It's just like you see, and again, back to dating. When the queen steps away and says, too much clowns out here, I'm sitting back waiting for a king, then a king will come along. But if you waste your time dating clowns, you're going to be stuck with a clown and the king will pass you by. So it's the same thing with our vote. If we sit back and wait, and then you know what we do, you focus on yourself. So if black people, and I think most of us are of the same opinion that we don't really care for either candidate, we're voting the lesser of two evils. If some evils, stay the F away from it. Why would you go to any evil, lesser or greater? So when you back away from the evil and say, let's focus on us, and maybe we rise our own candidate for 2020. Maybe we make the Republican Party and Democratic Party actually earn our vote over the next 4 years. I don't care, they can scrap it out. Y'all figure that shit out. Because neither one of y'all represent my values, my beliefs, and the upliftment of my community, repair for my community, justice for my community. So you know what? I'm not voting this year. That's what Jay Morrison, I'm not voting for any presidential candidate this year. Now, I will vote local where it'll affect my community, school boards, local taxes, etc. That's cool. But if I can't find a local candidate that stands for my beliefs and values, I don't vote local either. I don't vote nowhere. I don't put my money nowhere. I don't put my investment, time, or energy anywhere I don't believe in. That does not align with my principles and values. So we all take that motto. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm telling you how to vote. Vote your standard, your principles. Stand firm on your beliefs. When you bend and compromise your beliefs, people know they can drag you anywhere. This is why we're in the situation that we're in right now. W.E.B. Du Bois said this back 40, 50, 60 years ago. Malcolm X said this 40, 50, 60 years ago. Said the same thing. We're going to do it in 2016. So if we were civilized and savvy enough, sophisticated enough to say, you know what? We're going to step back this year because we ain't feeling none of y'all right now. None of y'all represent our interests. Now, over the next 4 years, who cares if Trump wins? Who wins? Who cares? Because the system screwed us anyway. The Democratic system screwed us under Barack, under a black president. We have more murders, more imprisonment, more atrocities, a wider wealth gap. So what's the difference? So we step back, focus on us, focus on our community, raising up our own candidates, represent our own values. They're gonna scrap it out. And then 2020, they're going, and before 2020, they're gonna realize like, oh snap, if we don't show and prove some real tangible actions to the black community, they're not gonna vote for us in 2020. We're gonna have a hard time. Everyone's gonna wanna earn our vote at that point because they know that they have to earn our vote, otherwise they get no vote. Like that's called leverage right there. Appreciate y'all. So that's called leverage right there. So all we want y'all to do is understand how to vote. We're not teaching you who to vote for. We have to leave now? I thought you said no coke in the background.
Agreement was to be over there.
You said no coke in the background, so I'm filming this way.
Sir,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, this is their property. They don't want any type of filming going on their property.
Oh.
They asked us to come out here and speak with you.
That's fine. Look, I was telling you what she related to me was the
understand.
with Coca-Cola in the background.
I understand.
But I respect property. I'm a landowner. I get it. So we can remove off their property.
Okay, and we understand that. From my understanding, I spoke with the security manager this morning. He told me that you guys had an agreement to do this. They don't have a problem with you doing this, but you were supposed to do it on that side of the street. So you're on this side of the street. That's why Coca-Cola has an issue with it right now.
Okay.
So if you have a problem with it, you can speak with someone from Coca-Cola, but they asked us to come out here and speak to you guys.
All right.
All right, thank you all.
Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you for your time. All right. So we wrapping up. This is our voting campaign. Educate the vote is what we saying. Don't rock the vote. Don't no vote. Don't just vote for anybody, but educate the vote. I'm Jay Morrison and we out. Peace.
Educate the vote.
But no, I appreciate everybody coming out, but that is my take on voting. Like, I just got clear on it last night. I was not clear at all what we should do and how we should do it, what I should say, my take on it. What, they hear again? No. But, that's my take though. My take on voting is just be strategic and do what businessmen do. We do what power does. Like, we want to be powerful, we got to do what powerful people do. So we can't do what weak people do. So what powerful people do, powerful people understand their leverage. And they strategically leverage their leverage. They leverage their power. That's what we've been not doing as a people, is that we just willing to give everybody our money, give everybody our vote, give everybody our anything, and never be able to hold it on to ourselves and strategically use it and really force others, no matter what party they are, no matter what gender they are, no matter whatever, force them to represent and stand for our values and our plight. So when no one does that, we step back and we make them fight, and we make them come to us and earn our vote. Bottom line, it's common sense, business 101. You know what I'm saying? So it's like supply and demand. We got the demand. We can offer that demand or withhold that demand. They need the vote. They need us more than we need them. So you gotta understand that when somebody needs you more than you need them. And one thing I learned in business, in a negotiation, and I teach it to my students and coaching clients, is that whoever cares the least in a relationship has the most power. So when they care the least, they know our dumbasses don't vote anyway, they care the least, they got the most power. When we care the least, man, F that vote, I don't care. When we care less than they do, we have the most power. And that's how you negotiate effectively. That's why Donald Trump is running circles around everybody, because he's bringing his business acumen into the political arena and they can't handle him right now. And that's what I'm doing right now for our people, bringing my business acumen into all arenas until we have solutions for our community, unyielding, unceasing solutions for our community. So we're gonna get this video out ASAP team, we'll get World Star, wherever, Ball Alert, wherever. The whole play is know how to vote, educate the vote. Come into voting sophisticated, civilized, savvy, shrewd, right? Don't go into voting like puppies, like those little black dumb people that just do whatever we say do because they don't know no better. Now we know better. It's all about education. Applied knowledge is power. The more that we inform ourselves on strategy in our vote, right? We don't even vote strategically. And just never vote for anybody that does not represent your values, your standards, and your plight for your people. If they don't do that, F all that lesser two evils, that's stupid people talk. That's broke people talk. You take that lesser two evils to the business world when you buying a franchise. Oh, they both suck, but I'm gonna get the worst suckier one. Well, come on, you're gonna be broke, you're gonna be poor. You don't approach business like that. You don't do that in the mall. You don't say, oh, well, I like these kicks, well, I don't like these, and I don't like those. I'm gonna buy the lesser two. No, I'm gonna shop tomorrow. I'm gonna shop later. So yeah, we cross the street. Let me vote me out of jail. So I'm just really continuing on and making sure that we have clarity. I do tons of lessons on real estate and wealth development, wealth strategy. But again, I'm putting my strategic thinking hat on, my critical thinking hat on, what's made me a multi-millionaire coming from poverty, prison, and so much more. I'm putting those skills to use for our community, our people, even in the political arena, in the social arena. And I think the biggest lesson in all of it, and I see it on my IG all the time, everybody on IG is having this debate, and I don't want to go back and forth in comments, so I want to do a video to kind of elaborate and explain. And what boils down is by holding your vote, you hold your leverage. And when you offer your vote in spite of, you let go all of your leverage. And that's all I know in business. Mostly all my staff will tell you, anybody that does business will tell you, like, yo, I'm a real shrewd in a good way, a real dope, a real aggressive businessman. I negotiate well, I leverage well, is how I got to where I got to. But you gotta understand your strength and you gotta understand your power. So we use dating as an example, we use buying clothes as an example, right? If you shopping for 2 bags or for 2 pair of kicks, or you shopping for watches, and it ain't the watch you want. And it's like, yo, there's one watch here I really don't want, and one watch here I kinda don't want. You don't just go buy the watch anyway, because you're rushing. You just say, yo, I'm gonna step back and you know what? I'm gonna order a watch, I'm gonna wait for the jeweler to come with something new, or I'm gonna look online. Like, you gotta shop wisely, you gotta invest your time and your energy wisely, you gotta vote wisely, you gotta educate the vote. So, in our vote, we gotta treat it like being educated shoppers or educated investors, but be educated voters. And understand that our cash, our money in the vote, our power in the vote is the vote. So if we giving it away despite how somebody treats us, then we're gonna find ourselves in the same condition that we are today. So we let them know that, yo, we willing to sacrifice no watch, no kicks, no investment, no vote. That's when people know you serious. Like when I go negotiate a real estate deal, I never go into it like, I really gotta make this deal happen, or this one of these deals has to happen, or I'm not gonna be right. If both investors, right, so boom, I'm coming in, I'm like, yo, I need to flip a house, boom, cool. He got a crib, he got a crib. But he got mold in his crib and his foundation messed up. His crib got some crazy tenants in it and got crazy liens on it from his ex-wife. I don't want neither one of these cribs. They both evil. I'm not gonna just go buy one anyway because I have to. I don't have to do shit. I'm gonna sit on my bread and I'm gonna wait for the next deal to come along. I'm gonna go invest my bread in something else in the meanwhile. And that's what we gotta do. I'm gonna go focus on me and my business and wait for one of these deals to be better or a whole new deal to be better. I'm gonna buy some raw land and redevelop that and say the hell with all y'all. And you gotta have that same leveraging power. We have to, as a community, gotta have the same leveraging power, and that's where the education comes in. It goes from the presidential elections, and I understand they control the Supreme Court and laws and all that. Hey, so be it. But they not riding for our cause. So if, I don't care, like right now, I may have to flip money before the end of the year for tax season, or invest money from a 1031 tax exchange so I can avoid taxes. But I'm still not gonna rush my investment and get into something that I know is not a good deal. I treat real estate and business like a robot, almost like an African robot. All I look at is numbers and data, and I execute deals. We gotta be that linear. We gotta look at numbers. We gotta be African robots in this voting electorate. We can't just be emotional and just do anything because it's so immature, is the way Malcolm called it. And until we increase our political maturity, we're gonna be politically oppressed as we have been. So I want us to start leveling up, being more savvy about how we approach voting, whether it be from the presidential side or whether it be on a local level. Same thing. You don't gotta just focus on, actually the local elections have more influence on your day-to-day life than the presidential elections. But even in a local election, don't just go vote for somebody just because. Make sure that person aligns with your values, your standards, and that's your litmus test, right? First of all, a litmus test is basically your screening test, right? It's your qualifying test. And your litmus test, our litmus test should be this. Anybody we vote for, we simply ask, does this person represent my beliefs, represent my values, and stand for what I stand for, and willing to fight for me and my concerns and my issues? If that answer is no, they never get your vote. Period. It's really, really simple. Your vote is to be held, to be protected, just like your heart, until you're willing to give it somebody that is worth having your heart. We gotta value our vote. And when we do value our vote, then we can end the biased policing, biased sentencing, and the biased policies that affect our community the most. We in last place. Just like Trump said, blacks have nothing to lose. You're damn right, we got nothing to lose for none of y'all motherfuckers. Just because of that. So we're gonna hold our vote, and we're gonna wait till the right person comes along, or we're going to invest in our own right person to come along in 2020 or 2024. I'll be ready by then. And then we're gonna vote for somebody we know has our interests involved, or we're gonna make you earn our vote, or whoever is there. Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Black Tea Party, I don't care what you are. But you will have to have put in work and have invested your time and energy and earned our vote through your actions, not your rhetoric and your talk. And that's a smart black man talking. That's a real king talking. This is how we all gotta live as educated voters. Then they will respect us. We keep asking for respect, but we're not respecting ourselves. We don't respect ourselves how we talk to each other. We don't respect ourselves how we spend our money. We don't respect ourselves how we vote. We so careless and frivolous, nobody got respect for us. Cause we don't show any strong core values. We got no backbone. We're trying to build a house on sand and concrete. That thing always gonna crumble. So this is my ATL Corner class, kind of part 2 on educate the vote. Again, I'm just making sure that my voice is heard, that I'm letting God use me as a vehicle to be able to give us what I know we need, what he know we need. And we gotta level up, y'all, all day, 2016 and beyond. Every capacity of life, our community gotta level up. We gotta stop being so basic. Can't do epic shit with basic people. And our people gotta level up and become a little more savvy, a little more astute, a little more educated, a little more mature, and less ignorant, right? Less niggerish, and we need to level up our IQ and start making strategic and smart and wise decisions. So again, thank you all for just listening. Hope this video reaches people in the right way. And if you're gonna debate this point, you have rebuttals for me, make sure that they're factual and they have some substance to it. And make sure you have some success in your life. Don't tell me from, you know what I'm saying, your broke couch that you know how to negotiate something. I'm telling you how we do this and how we can leverage our vote to negotiate better policies and better candidates on our behalf. Jay Morrison, aka Young Malcolm, CEO, founder of Jay Morrison Academy, and much more other stuff. Author of The Solution. Make sure you guys get that. The Solution, How Africans in America Achieve Unity, Justice, and Repair. All these things are in my book. #1 bestseller on Amazon.com. The Solution. Peace.